The 2024 Custom Diecast Invitational votes are in. In this video, we're going to review all the entries and, of course, announce the winners. Hey, it's Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and this is the 2024 Custom Diecast Invitational reveal video. I'll be revealing all of the castings that were entered, as well as at the end, all the award-winning entries. A big shout out to my sponsors, which was Jim Silva, who's always there to lend a hand and help. Eddie Bennet from Voodoo Queen Customs. We've got Down South Diecast, who sponsored his own pick. We've got Modern Day Garage, who sponsored a pick. We've got Jamie from Devil's Customs and Creatures. He's going to be donating his own entry into this to somebody that he picks. There were so many good entries. Just the top, trying to pick the top three for the best of show was a nightmare because you have to narrow it down to three, and then those three you have to narrow down which one's first, second, and third. By the time we get to those three, everything was so tight. We had to really delve into like the minutia of a build and nitpick small details because that's what really made a difference. And then there was just some small details that kept another 8 or 12 just out of the top three barely. So the quality of builds was outstanding, and it made the judge's job, which was me, Eddie, and Jim, made our job unbelievably difficult. Top weathered, best paint, everything was contested. And there was countless runner-ups that should have gotten or could have gotten in any other type of competition would have won. So anybody who did not win, don't feel bad because there was just so much. It was just so hard to pick. And if I had to have one regret, it was that I only have the top three for best of show and one for best paint and one for best weathered. So it's definitely, it was an undertaking, and I appreciate Jim and Eddie's support because we battled back and forth, and we all had to give and take a little bit because we were all pretty confident in our picks, and then to narrow it down made it even more difficult. So without further ado, let's get into all of the castings and go through each one of those, and then at the end we're going to go through all the awards. So thanks for bearing with me, and I hope. First up, we have 33 DC Customs. He's got a 66 Nova. It's two-tone with a sunroof and a turbo kicking out the back. This is a pretty cool custom. You can see the detail on the rims and everything else. I really dig this one. Especially on the back, you can see the license plates off center, and then on the nose you can see the flow holes. Now we have Adrian Sykes. We've got a nice little Mopar here. It's got a decent stance. He's got a two-tone paint job, and he looks like he went to town. He did some work on the hood scoop, the hood pins, etc. And it's got a little bit of a star pattern with the American Racing rims. So overall, this thing was pretty cool. Gotta love a Mopar. And speaking of Mopars, we have American Diecast Garage, who's got a purple Challenger with some torque thrust rims. He's got a custom motor in it. He's got a spoiler on the back. The Dodge in the back looks really good, as does the license plate, and the rally pack on the driver's side there for the gauges really came out cool, especially with the side exhaust. A lot of detail went into that one. Now we've got a Morcat Auto Works. He's got a Nova as well. Purple was a very popular color this time around. Gotta love the 66 Novas. I have a special place in my heart for those. This is purple with the roll cage. It's got some raised white lettered tires in the front, nicely detailed taillights. Overall, I really kind of like this one. It's really nice, and it's clean, which is hard to find sometimes. And speaking of purple, and another Mopar, we have Bert Roju. If I butcher any of you guys' names, I am so sorry. This is a two-tone Mopar. You've got the tail lights done. You got a black rear bumper, flat black hood, the Plymouth Roadrunner decals on the side, which really nicely done. And overall, gotta love Mopars. And speaking of love, Chevelles, BJ's Customs. We've got a 70 Chevelle with the velocity stack sticking through the cutout in the roof, and a two-tone paint job. And the paint fades from a light blue to a dark blue. Taillights have been detailed. The exhaust tips have been detailed. And I like his choice in wheels. The back really fills it up nicely. And now we're on to Black Eagle Diecast. We have a Mustang Coupe. And it's got the black racing stripes going down the front, Eleanor style. And it's almost like a metal cast paint. And really stands out when you look at the pictures. It's one of the ones that kind of jump out at you. I like the wheel choice. Biggies in the back, smalls in the front. Nice clear coat on that. You can see it from that picture. Cuda's Diecast Customs. This is a four-door. This is the only four-door in the in the entry, and I love it. I think the fact that he did a four-door, and I've told him, is outstanding. Much underrated muscle cars. And he went with the police cruiser, which was even better. We got Deep Junk Garage, who put down the big plastic models for a little while to enter this. He did a Torino, the only Torino in here, and it's an excellent choice in castings. Very underrated car. He's got the big Cobra Jet motor sticking out the hood. The taillights on these things are unbelievable. The power that these things put down. I've driven one, and they're unreal. So kudos on the choice. Devil's Details, Customs, Creatures, Diecast. Another one of my favorites, an AMX, another unique vehicle with T-tops. This is pure 70s gold. We would T-top everything. Nothing was safe from T-tops. So I think this was outstanding. Very unique bill, especially he did the yellow on the dash. Really stands out and matches the paint. Diecast Fantasyland. This Dart, the color is outstanding, and this was in the running for best paint. This is a very, very good paint job. It stands out. There's a couple things that set it off aside from the others, but this thing is really outstanding, and he did a great job, as did everybody. But this thing really pops when you're scrolling through and you first see it. It really jumps out at you. Another one is Down South Diecast. This wagon, Nova wagon, this thing is pure gold. The wheels, the wheelie bars, the motor, the stance, the big-ass motor sticking up. I mean, I love everything about this casting and the way it was executed. Very well done. And you got to love a long roof. You can't, so much room to do stuff with. It's outstanding. Full Custom Diecast Garage. You did a slammed Dodge Super or Plymouth Superbird. You got the decals on there. He's got the front spoiler. Very aerodynamic. This thing, I like the Wildcat, Hellcat decals on the side. Everything about this thing, especially the paint job, came out really cool. Good job on this. I love the winged vehicles. Gary Tasker. This thing really stood out to me for a lot of reasons. It's just an underrated casting, and the fact that it was chosen and that he did it the way he did with the wheelie bars and the motor and the zoomies. I like everything about it. I think it came out really good. It's one of those refreshing castings to see, and I like anything with the moon livery is cool in my book. Grinch Witch, another car that really jumped out at me. The color itself just really popped. It was just one of those things that screamed Mopar. I didn't even have to take a good look to see that there was a Chrysler product. So this is Santa Slow Dog's better half, and I believe her first custom. So very well done. Thank you for entering. Internal Crow. This thing is wild. It's got the perfect gasser stance. This is something I could see, mid or late 60s, early 70s, just cruising down the drag strip, destroying some of the newer vehicles that are fresh off the factory floor. It's got the patina look to it, just like it's been pulled from the woods and then refurbished and thrown a nice motor in it. Joe Zero. I really, really like this. I like the choice of wheels. I like everything about this. I like the casting choice. And I like the fact that he stepped out of his comfort zone and stepped away from Wastelands type stuff and did this. Very well done, very well executed. And I'm glad you entered, and I'm glad you tried something different for a change. I really like how this came out. John Rodriguez, another two-tone paint job. Nice stance. wheelie bars. It's got the silver roof. It's got the blown motor sticking out, decals. Overall, very well done. I like the casting. I like the color choice too. The gray and the purple really pop. John's Custom Hot Wheels, Nova. You can't really go wrong with a Nova. It's a very classic lined car from 68 to 72. You can't beat them, and I like the stance, and I like the big-ass meats on the back sticking out. It really sets the car apart, especially with the racing stripes, as you can see from the top view. You can see the wheels sticking out a little bit, which is even better. Jordan Tufts did a GTO. This is a Pro Street GTO with a big scoop on the front. He's got the wing, the wheelie bars. This thing's a Pro Mod style, ready to go down the drag strip and take on some of the guys and on a Saturday night and kick some ass. And I actually like the satin look of the paint job and the dog dish hubcaps. Larry Bailey. This was also very close in the running for best paint. Overall, the wheel choice, the biggies, the littles, the fact that he painted the bumpers the same color as the car, the details of the license plates, just very well done. And the way the engine sits in that hood and the way it's cut out is very, 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 very good. Maple Leaf Customs. Here's another one that was in the running for top patina, and it missed by just a smidge. Very, very, very little. Very well done car. This literally looks like it would be something that somebody handed down to their kid, and then their kid got tired of it and handed it down to their kid, and then it got put in the woods and then yanked out, and it's got like errors of patina on it, which is awesome. Mike's Mods and Customs, another one that was in for good paint. I really like the two-tone look of this. It's got that foose look to it with the torque thrust rims. Overall, very well done, and I like the long back Chargers. It's an underrated year for the Charger. Those 2 or 3 years that they had the long back. So very, very happy with that. Mike's Model Works did a Chevelle. I believe that's a 66, 67. It's got a patina look to it with a rust brown, and it looks like it's missing a headlight. So there was a lot of effort and thought put into this, especially the weathering on the windshield, the rear window, over the driver's door. You can see a little bit of work there that looks like it's been beat up. It's pretty cool. Did a good job. Modern Day Salvage, another one of those pure 70s looks with the wide rears, small fronts, the air shocks in the back jacked up. Did a lot of good detail work on this. I know the pictures probably don't do it as good justice as it is in person, so it's just a really well done casting. I like the grill effect and the decals. Nava Auto, this is an amalgamation of a couple different things. It looks like a Mustang front end. I'm not really sure. I'm sure I'll get corrected. Those look like Mustang GT500 rear plus a spoiler. The big wheels in the back, little ones in the front, different color door, a lot of patina, a lot of different weathering on it, and the side pipes as well, or the side exhaust. Another one up for good paint, Nelson Medeiros. This was very, very close as well. This was one of the ones that we battled back and forth on, and if I had more than one to give away for top paint, this would have been in there undoubtedly. Just a very well done effect with the candy paint and the black underneath. Just really jumps out. Pepper's Speed Shop, again, purple Mopar, and I love the fact that it's just jacked up to high heaven, which would make it almost, you'd be looking at the ground as you're driving because it's just so cool. Almost like a zinger. So I like the rear wheels being overly sized. I like the color combination as well. The gold really is a nice choice with the purple. Todd Philbrook, red and black. Black's supposed to be like a vinyl roof. It's got the spoiler, the black sail panel in the back, black grille. For a Cougar, you don't see too many people do Cougars. So it was, again, a nice change to see a casting that not everybody does. And Cougars are one of those underrated muscle cars that not a lot of people do anything with. Lindsay over Piston Broke Diecast did a blue and white Firebird. The white stripes with the white nose really kind of sets off the blue, and it's almost like a teal or an aqua, which is cool because my 68 Chevelle that I had was that exact same color. Raphael Collazo, and this is almost like a candy metal flake paint. I like the side exhaust. I like the wheels. The split bumper Camaros are always a win. The metal flake paint, to me, no matter how you do it, always looks good, and it really makes a car kind of stand out. And I like it with the red interior because it's not contrasting. Another Mopar, Ramon Miller. Sorry about that. Love the wheels. Absolutely love the wheels. I love the flat black hood. The scoop on these things are unreal, and they're monsters to get air in there because it needs it. Very, very well done. Very good choice of casting. The overall look and feel of this thing, but the Santa Slow Dog. This thing is a GTO Mustang Fastback combination. Don't discount the sheer amount of time and effort and work that went into building this. Excuse me. I went back and forth with him over the course of the whole build, and the amount of time and energy put into this thing is unbelievable, and hopefully he documents it on his channel because it's unreal the amount of work. Sean McIntosh, Mustang Mach 1. Very well done. Very clean. I love the engine compartment treatment. I love the spoiler, the motor. Everything about this thing really kind of jumps out at you, and at first glance, it was in my running and one of my choices for best paint just because it was so neat and clean and not overdone. Speedy's Custom Diecast, a convertible Mopar. Not something you see every day. I like the treatment. I like the color. I like how he integrated the color into the seats. The wheels are very simple, but yet they stand out. Sometimes simple is better, and overall, I think that with this build, it was accomplished. Excuse me. And the scoop being painted the same color was cool. Sven Simpson. This thing was in the running for best patina or top weathered. There's so much cool stuff about this that I wouldn't be able to explain it all in the short amount of time I have, but very well done. I like the doors. I like the scoops, the turbos, the treatment, everything about it. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. 70 Chevelle, Spectra Flame paint, white decals. He did all the panel line accenting on it. The color itself is very close to what a 70 Chevelle color would have been, just in a Spectra Flame metal cast look to it. Yves, I don't know how to say this, Schlott, I'm sorry. Kudos on the Patriots theme. Good way to get some brownie points there. Gotta love a Charger, red, white, and blue. Cool decals, Hemi. The white, the blue, and the red together. I like the way he separated everything. It came out really, really well. And I like the license plate. It's very, a lot of people put a lot of details. Neil Cummings, 70 Chevelle, lime green, white stripes, slammed on the ground. It's got that pro street look, pro touring look. Really dig it. I like the way that the white was painted. I know he put a lot of effort into that. All right, first one, Sponsor's Choice, Modern Day Salvage. He picks Shane Deaton with a 68, 69, 70 Pontiac Judge, convertible white with the spoiler and the Judge stripes on it. Very well done. He got to pick what he wanted, and out of all the ones that he looked at that I showed you, this is the one that he picked as his favorite. Down South Diecast, he gets to pick his. He picks WFO Diecast, thankfully, because if he didn't, I was going to pick it for my favorite. The fact that we went with a Chevette, to me, just kicks ass. I'm not going to talk about anything else. It's a Chevette. It's a Chevette. Kudos, dude. Kudos. I just think that's awesome. It's just weird enough to be so freaking cool. I picked my own favorite. I picked 164 Customs Chevelle. Yes, I'm a Chevelle guy, so naturally I picked a Chevelle. I just liked this look. It has a Mad Max, kick you in the teeth, punch you in the face, and talk shit about your mother look to it. I just like it. It's fun. It's tough, and I'd love to have it in my collection. That's how cool it is. I really think it's awesome. Top weathered paint, Spork Syndicate. Congratulations. We fought over this so much. I mean, we fought over everything, but this was one of the... This, to me, it just has an it factor to it. There's just something about it that when you look at it, it just jumps out at you and it smacks you. And to me, that sold it. And that made it the best. Best paint, DT99 Race. I know it's just a resto, but the paint, the vinyl roof, the fade, everything about it is absolutely spotless. We're talking paint only, and I think he nailed it. And again, this was a battle. I know it's not flashy, but it's so well executed. Third place, best of show. We battled so hard for these 3 picks that they went from first to third to second to first to third. We went back and forth. Toy Box Works Garage. This GTO Judge race car, to me, was outstanding, and any one of these cars could have been first place. So let's just go there. You got the dual parachutes on the back, the wheelie bars, the exhaust out the side, the different colored doors, the hood nose fits off, and when it fits on perfectly. Absolutely love it. Congratulations. Second best of show, sponsored by Voodoo Queen Studios. Even though it's sponsored by, we all decided. And our second best of show pick is Ready to Diecast. This car has it all. The stance, the wheels, the exhaust, the decals, the paint theme, which goes onto the engine and which goes into the engine compartment, which goes into the interior. It's everything about this kicks ass. It jumps out at you. Just look at the way the hood's cut out and filed. Very, very well executed. All right, here it is. Best in show. First place, sponsored by Jim Silva. All right, here we go. We ready? I think this is by far my favorite out of all of them, so it worked out. I kind of won this battle a little bit, but no matter what, this was in everybody's top 3 regardless. Cthulhu Customs, Jade A. Rawson. This, what do you say? Over and above, to me, over and above. By far, one of the coolest builds I've seen ever, even on Instagram, not in this contest I've seen. I'm speechless. I don't even know where to begin to talk about it. You go back and look at the pictures 3 or 4 times. Very, very well done. Congratulations. Everybody who I mentioned as a winner, from the sponsors up to the top weather, top best paint, first, second, and third, please email me your mailing address, Outlaw Speed Shop 2001 at gmail.com. And then that way I can get everything else. And I also have some other prizes that I'm going to give away that Eddie Bennet from Voodoo Queen Studios gave away. It's paint, a paint rack, that kind of stuff. Got them up on the screen right now. I am going to randomly pick some people that I think should have gotten something, or, I mean, granted, I wanted everybody to win something, but I'm going to mail those off to individual people so everybody feels, or more people feel like they won something. So, again, thank everybody very much for participating, and I hope to do this again. If people think it's a great idea, let me know in the comments down below. And up on Instagram will be the voting for the viewer's choice, first, second, and third, and that'll be on my Instagram channel probably tomorrow or Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, and I'm going to run the voting for 24 to 48 hours. I'll announce it on Instagram, and the cars with the most votes will win first, second, and third, viewer's choice, so you guys get to pick. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.